Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is June 11th, 2022. You know, the coincidences with this guy, the rapper Vontae, who passed away on the 9th on Thursday, they just keep piling on because I'm at the scene where he was supposed to be murdered at. They're saying that he died inside this pharmacy right here. And look at the name of the avenue, you guys. You know, this stuff is just the coincidences, I'll tell you. Look at this. It happened on Arthur Avenue. Oh. So this is where they said it happened. So yesterday when I drove by here, there was a bunch of yellow tape around this area right here. And they're saying that he was chasing to this pharmacy. And that's when, you know, if you saw the last video that I made, you guys saw how there was supposed to be 5 robbers who demanded his chain. He was standing in front of a bodega, a store, he was standing in front of a grocery store with his jewelry out, with his Rolex and his diamond chain. And the guy said, you know, give me your chain. He said no. So they chased him into this pharmacy. And the rest was history. You know, they shot him dead, execution style. So I did find this very suspicious because, you know, the news broke yesterday on his 201st day of his age, right? You know, the Jesuit order is 201. He actually got murdered on 6/9. All right, think about how the Jesuit order is also 69. But you know, there's a lot of cameras in front of this pharmacy, so I mean, if this is real, this is like the stupidest murder that ever happened in history. I mean, 5 robbers, none of them have a mask on, and they murder somebody inside of a pharmacy where there's a bunch of cameras over a diamond chain. It's just very hard to believe. But if you look at the address of this pharmacy, see how it has the number 595, like 59 forwards and backwards, right? 595 is the 34th triangular number. We know murder's 34 and rapper's 34. Now, if you saw the last video that I made, I was a little on the fence. I don't think this was a ritual. It's possible it was, because the guy's birth name, it equals 67 like blood sacrifice and human sacrifice. And we know how often they use the number 67 in rituals. And then for him to be from Chicago and get killed a day before FBG Cash was murdered. He was supposed to be murdered on the 10th, the day after. He's also from Chicago. And there's no doubt that FBG Duck and FBG Cash are both ritual sacrifices. FBG Cash, he died 83 weeks after King Von. And of course the name King Von is 38. FBG Cash, his first name and his surname, Hamilton, they both have the 38 values. 1 second, let the ambulance go by. You know, the video, like Rich said, you know, the video does look very real. It's possible this is a real murder. But remember what happened to Lizandro Guzman. Lizandro Guzman was a kid from the Bronx. He was 13 or 16 years old. And he was supposed to be stabbed to death by a bunch of gang members as well. And that his murder was caught on camera as well. And there was no doubt that was a ritual. Because remember what they did with Lizandro. He was alive for 187 months, right? His funeral was held on a church located on 187th Street here in the Bronx. It was held on June 27th, the day leaving 187 days in a year. And of course, his family members, they all wore New York Yankee jerseys to his funeral. And of course, New York Yankees is 187 like Society of Jesus. So we have seen situations where they use actual, you know, people that look like, you know, me and you. It could be any, like, they look like real gang members. And have them perform in these rituals. Because there's no doubt in my mind, Lizandro Guzman Look him up if you haven't seen the video that I did. It's one of my. Actually, I don't think that video is up anymore. It was in my other channel. But if you go to my blog, the decode is there. It was a big 187 ritual. Lizandro Guzman was killed by some gang members. So we have seen situations where it's these celebrities or these people on the news are murdered by people who don't seem to be, down with the Jesuit order. They'll pick. I really think that they hire these people, because if you watch the trial, the Lizandro Guzman trial, a lot of the suspects, they kept doing this. Every time they was shown on camera, they would do the hand symbols, right? If you go look back at go to this guy's name, MoneyGang Vontae, the guy that got murdered inside this pharmacy. His last Instagram post, he's doing this, and he's wearing the chain. This is the same as 666. If you didn't know, it's just a different way to do this. He's doing that in his last post, and he's in front of the bodega wearing the chain that he was supposed to be getting robbed for. And then the news breaks on June 10th, the 201st day of his age. The reason I came out here is because I thought it was gonna be. I mean, this just happened on Thursday. I thought this stuff was still gonna be yellow taped. I thought I was gonna come across a couple of police officers, but there's nobody here. Look, nobody here. And this happened on Arthur Avenue. What are the odds? But there's nobody here. There's no yellow tape. This is exactly where it happened. The amazing pharmacy. I should have did the gematria on that. Amazing pharmacy. Somebody decode that for me. Tell me if you notice anything. But there's nobody here that I can interview, and this is why this stuff is so difficult. This is why I don't pound pavement that often, because even if I do, I mean, how many people are willing to just speak about something that doesn't concern them, even if they are witnesses to the crime? If I'm not a police officer with a suit on, or with a badge and a gun, a lot of people are not gonna want to talk to me anyway. So it's really hard to do the footwork. We do need to pound more pavement, because we need to get to the bottom of all this. We need to know if, in fact, these people are being murdered and what's really going on. Because the death of this man, this was execution style, and like I said, this stuff it looks very real. I'm impressed. I'm almost like 70% sure that it's real, but there's a side of me that thinks this is contrived, because they released it on June 10th, his 201st day of his age, and we know how 201 gets used again and again with these ritual killings. The guy died on 6/9. So Amazing Pharmacy has the 156.75, New World Order is 75, 249 is 78. Yeah, those numbers don't really scream out too much to me. The Justice for Junior kid that was stabbed. No, not El Chapo Guzman. No, I'm not talking about El Chapo. His name is Lizandro Guzman. He's from the Bronx. You can just Google Lizandro Guzman, Bronx. His whole story will come up. He was a big 187 ritual. Yeah, his murder was synced up with the Yankees. The Yankees, the day that he died, they beat the Seattle Mariners 5-7, and the kid was exactly 5,700 days old. We know Scottish Rite is 57. But like I said, I don't know if I want to be out here too long, because I mean, there's nobody here. They chased him inside this pharmacy right here, but I don't know. There's nobody out here, so I don't know. We're not gonna gain a lot of information by interviewing nobody. Oh man, but So Dr. Savage says when you write out 38, it equals 156. You know what's interesting about this rapper? He had a song called On Sight. This is what I mean. This rapper was about, if you listen to his music, he promoted gun violence. He was always talking about shooting his ops, shooting his enemies. And now he comes to the Bronx with his jewelry out. I mean, you guys think this is an area where you want to have a diamond chain at? Like, oh, this is not the place right here. This is the Bronx. This is the mud. You don't want to have a diamond chain and a Rolex and be around here by yourself. This is not the place. But the guy, he had a song called On Sight. On Sight equals 38, like murder and death. One of his most popular records. And the guy, he was a drill rapper from Chicago, promoting violence. And then he ends up being a victim of gun violence. Which I think this is what goes on with these industry rappers. They rap about things and then they end up being victims of those same things that they rapped about. I mean, Juice WRLD, if you remember Juice WRLD, he talked a lot about his drug habits. And then you find out that he overdosed in the airport. Tupac Shakur, he had a song or an album called To Live, and something with Live by the Gun, Die by the Gun, something like that. I don't remember, but he was gunned down as well. And it's just like, and then Tupac died on the anniversary of Ready to Die, 2 years after Ready to Die came out. Let me just walk around and see if because I think the rapper was around this store. They're saying that he was around the corner here. So they said he was in front of To Live and Die in LA. Yeah, but he actually died in Vegas. But he had another record, something Live by the Gun, or maybe that was something else. But this rapper, he was standing in front of that store with his chain and his watch out. And they said that the 5 killers, 5 robbers, whatever, chased them all the way down into the pharmacy. And look who it is. Look who it is. Mr. Biggie Smalls. Let's not get into Biggie Smalls. Dead on a Day with 38 numerology. The name Biggie is 39. He just had his 25th anniversary. His murder is still unsolved, even though he died 177 days after Tupac. They still haven't figured out who did it. No? They still don't know who killed Biggie Smalls, even though the name isn't Notorious 97. He died in 97, like death. The King of New York, Frank White, yeah. Frank White. So yeah, the guy gets killed on Arthur Avenue. What are the odds? What? Like, if you're being chased, this is why this story it doesn't make a lot of sense. So you got a bunch of robbers chasing you for your chain, and you're gonna go inside a pharmacy? I mean, keep running. Look, you got all this space to run. Highly doubt they're gonna catch you if you run into this. You even have a park right here. He could have ran inside that park. Why would you go inside here? So you get trapped? Like, doesn't make any sense. What do you think? Like, the people at the pharmacist is gonna protect you? Like, doesn't make any sense. The details in this case doesn't make any sense. But again, that video footage is very convincing. I'm not gonna lie. They did great work. If this is contrived, this was very impressive. Very impressive. And that's what I mean. And this is what I was saying in my last video. People think that because you're not a rapper and you're not a celebrity, that these rituals doesn't affect you. That is not the case. Look at all these stores. They are now closed because of this murder. And let's just assume that this was a ritual murder. Now these people are not, they're at home. They're not able to work. The thing about Subway, the people who work at Subway, if they don't work, they don't make any money. This is a private company. I bet you the people in this pharmacy, if they don't work, they don't make any money. And those could be those were everyday people. That could be me and you, employed by this pharmacy, and now we don't, because of this ritual, because of this murder. Now we don't have employment. Now we can't provide for our families. Now we can't pay the rent at the end of the month, because now we gotta, the police has to close down the shop for, I don't know, for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, who knows, right? And now you can't make any money. Now you probably can't pay the rent. They're probably gonna lose this spot right here. It's just crazy stuff. A lot of people think that this stuff doesn't affect you. And let's say, for example, because this happened during the day, right? Because this was open. These people closed at 7 p.m. So this happened pretty early in the day. Let's just say you're in there buying some medicine, and you have to witness this cold-blooded murder. Over what? Because this guy's a drill rapper? Like I said, this is not the area you want to be at with a diamond chain. I mean, just look around. These are the type of people you're going to come across. This is the Bronx. This is why I don't believe that, I mean, first of all, the guy's from Chicago, so he should know, like, how it is to be in the slums. Because the guy's a Chicago rapper, and Chicago is not a cakewalk as well, Chicago is probably the equivalent to the Bronx. So if he knows how it gets down in Chicago, then he should have knew not to be in the Bronx with your jewelry out. Yeah, just assuming that this happened the way that the news reported it, right? But I don't know. Again, I don't know. Yeah, the video was not low quality. You're right. That's what makes me think that it was real, because usually when they do release the footages of the crime scene, it's usually blurry. We really can't see who the suspects were. But this one here, this was HD. This was HD. All right, so... yeah, you definitely saw what happened. I mean, that's why, I'm not sure what happened. This is why I'm at the scene right now. The funny thing about FBG Duck, if you saw the last video that I made, a caller called in and said that the police found 38 shell casings at the scene. 38? Well, what do we know about that number? Somebody says it's tough running with somebody with a gun. Yeah, but you have to be smart, too. I mean, why would you run inside of a store? That is the last thing you do when you're running for your life. The last thing you do when you're running for your life is stop running. If you run inside of a store, you're going to stop running. You want to run as much as possible until you get away. You don't run inside anything. You don't go inside stores. You don't go inside buildings, because your running will end there. And I think that's probably what happened to this rapper. But yeah, again, I don't know, because this case has me very confused. So PJ Williams says that we are brainwashed. We are not brainwashed. You obviously didn't watch my last video. I never said that this was a ritual. I think I said I'm 70-30. 70% of me thinks that it's real because of the way the quality of the video was. But there's another 30% that thinks that this wasn't real because of the similar numbers that we saw with this case, right? 201, 67. If I was brainwashed, I wouldn't be here. The reason I came out here is because I thought I was going to come across some police officers or somebody. I thought this was... I didn't know. I didn't expect this to be closed like this. I thought it was somebody here. Maybe a news anchor, somebody. And I was going to ask some questions. I was going to say, how come the police knew so fast who the 5 suspects were? So, But, don't be this guy here with the blue wig. Don't be this guy. 'Cause that's how you sound right now. Like this guy right here with the blue wig. Look at him. Those of you who deny the work, you look like that guy. Like Krusty the Clown. See, that's what I'm saying. PG Williams, you're obviously not that intelligent, my brother. You're saying that because it's on video that is real? Huh. Oh my gosh. Was it 9/11 on video? Was it Eric Garner on video? Wasn't George Floyd on video? See, you're not that intelligent, my brother. You got to use your head. Use your mind. George Floyd, Mr. 201, his murder was caught on video, my brother. You cannot let the video distract you from what's really going on. They know how people like you think. It's easy to convince people like you because you don't have a brain. You don't have research power. George Floyd, caught on camera. Eric Garner, caught on camera. Even Ronnie King, caught on camera. You know, there was just a guy at 3 a.m. recording outside of his window, just recording, waiting for something to happen. And lo and behold, he captures one of the most iconic police beatings of all time. Come on, PJ. But you see, you don't make any sense. Because you're saying that this is real because it was caught on video. So which one is it? Which one is it? Is it because it was caught on video, or is it because those cases are high-end cases, like you said? Which one is it? Because something being caught on video is not evidence that it's organic, okay? Use your mind, my brother. This is not that's what I'm saying. You haven't even done the research. The guy lived in California. He's from Chicago. Do the research. This guy's from Chicago. He died a day before another Chicago rapper died. Maybe it's a coincidence, maybe. But that's what I was saying in my last video. If you don't do the research and the investigations, you cannot make any assumptions. You're easily convinced because, oh, it was on video, bro. You didn't see the gun? He shot him. He shot him. That's it. It's real. It's real. Have you spoken to the killer? How do you know the killer wasn't told to do that by the police? How you know that? How you know the killer is not a police officer? Oh, because he had a do-rag. Like, come on, you guys got to be smarter than that. You guys, 9/11, it happened by, it was the work of a guy in the cave because, you know, he had a turban and an AK-47. So he had to do it, right? He looks like a terrorist. There's no way 9/11 wasn't done by that guy in the cave. Come on, my brother. Be smarter than that. Somebody said, go ask the people at McDonald's. I mean, what are they going to tell me? Are you then going to tell me that they wasn't in there? They wasn't around the area. Yeah, I don't know who. There's nobody asked. I mean, I'm not going to go to the precinct. That's a waste of time. They're not going to release any information. Especially the police. Yeah, I mean, you think the police are going to cooperate with me? I'm just an independent. I don't know what. I don't want to give myself a title, but you know, I'm just an independent truth seeker. I'm not surprised that a drill rapper was killed by gun violence. I'm surprised that a drill rapper was that dumb to have his jewelry out in the Bronx. The guy from Chicago, the guy who grew up around violence. I'm surprised that a guy is throwing up the 666 fingers in his last photograph. I'm surprised that the news broke on his 201st day of his age. I'm surprised that his birth name equals 67, like blood sacrifice. Those are the things that surprise me. But I'm also surprised how real the video looks. Yeah, PJ Williams, he believes everything in the news because it's on video. It's on video! Oh my gosh. How many fingers am I holding up? How many fingers do I have? 4. Because that's all you get to see on the video. He only had 4 fingers. I saw it on the video. Yeah, but I got one right here. You don't see it? Fucking dummy. Gotta wake up, brother. Wake up. But I'll leave it there. R.I.P. to this man. And it's unfortunate because the people now are at home traumatized by the Jesuit order.